All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Sunday Night Charts. Jim of all trades, good to see you. Welcome. What's up, Keith M? Good to see you. Daniel L. As always, faithful watchers every week. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it. How are y'all? You want to see me in 3, 2, 1, activate. Boom, there I am. In all of my glory. I don't have a whole lot of glory, but there I am. All right, guys. Don't forget, I'm not a financial advisor. Just here to show you what I think the market looks like from an Elliott wave perspective. We'll just do some analysis here. I'm not a moon boy, not a bear boy. Just showing you what the waves might do and what they often do. Wave structure analysis is an important part of technical analysis. It's not the only piece of it. It's not all we do. Wave structure analysis, but it's the part that I kind of provide to YouTube. It's my contribution to the conversation. It's not the only contribution that needs to be talked about. There are certainly plenty of other things and other ways to trade, but it's my contribution. So I hope you guys are ready for a well-rounded analysis of the wave structure. That's what we're doing tonight. So for those of you who are brand new to the channel, guys, that's what I'm doing here. The portion of TA that I provide is wave structure analysis. What do the waves and the patterns that we see on the chart tell us about where price might be going? We use Elliott wave. Theory to look at to analyze those waves and to strategize as what might be going on, and then we see what patterns are developing. All right. So anyway, I got a little distracted there, guys. Sorry about that. Let me see. There we go. How's it like that little pump and dump we just had there in the last, last just a minute or two? Nice little stop hunt. I think we're going down tonight, guys. I think there's a fractal that's taking us down. I think there's wave structure that could be taking us down, at least for another wave. I'm kind of looking for another move to the downside here. I think it's coming. So, and I think all this kind of up was just fake out. We'll see. There's some wave structure that could take us up as well, but I don't think this wave is finished. This doesn't look done to me. I think it needs to roll over, and just kind of come down pretty quickly. So I'm kind of looking for a fairly quick move to the downside, maybe even tonight. Something like this, maybe something like that wave right there. I think the wave action that we're getting is something like this. So just to give you some quick analysis, as a potential short trade, a short entry coming, maybe developing. So watch that. I'm trading Ethereum personally. So, all right. There's let's see. There's adrenaline. Let's see. Adrenaline L from Australia. Good to see you. I use my Australian VPN all the time. Hey, bag holder, stream's lagging. Yeah, I turned the VPN off. Oh, is it better now? Is the VPN better? Hope it is. Chemo, let me know. Is the stream looking better to you? I got excellent on my side, and let's see, excellent in YouTube. So everything looks good on my end. Let me know what you think on your end. Yeah, I just forgot to turn off the VPN, so it is now off. Okay, guys, let's jump in. Let's do the analysis and see what's going on. All right, so let's start with the macro. The macro. Let me get on the 3-day chart here. Hey, Alpha Farmer. I don't think I recognize your screen name. So awesome. Welcome to the channel. I'm not sure if I have seen your screen name around before, so I'm glad you're here. All right, what's going on? What could this wave structure be? Let's talk about the options. Again, nothing's changed, to be honest with you, since last week, so let me give you the quick and the dirty of it. This might be a quick live stream tonight. I don't know. There's two options on the table, the best I can tell. The best I can tell is two big options about what's going on right now. Okay, number one. We could have 5 waves finished. So I'm not starting the one wave in the right place. This should be at the back of the beginning of history. we're going to call that to the first pump to 20K back in 2017. That's wave 1. The correction down to 3K is wave 2. All right, we've got some people want to say, hey, all of this to the last all-time high is wave 3, and then this was wave 4, okay, and then we're getting a wave 5. So some people want to say that. I suppose it's possible. I really do. I suppose that is a possible and a plausible count. Why not? So if that's the case, if you'll notice the wave 4 of wave 3 right here, see how deep that guy got? It was kind of a big move to the downside before you had the 5th wave. So I imagine we might have a 1, 2, 3. We might be in a wave 4 that could get deep like this one was. And then you kind of pump up for a wave 5, and then everything's done. You get up to 90K, 100K, then everything's finished. So you get a fake out to the downside, and then a pump to the upside to finish that out. And there's 5 waves. So I imagine that is a I imagine that's an overall idea. I'm not a giant fan of that count, but I think it's possible. It's plausible. So let's call it. Let's call it. Say, hey, there you go. There's a possible count. So there you go. So that means that this current wave then is a correction. How deep it comes down, I can't tell you, but it could be coming down deep. It might just be coming down a little bit. We'll talk about the different scenarios in just a little bit but this is a corrective wave. Expect more to the upside once this corrective wave is finished. We're looking for this wave done, and I'm here to tell you that I don't believe the wave is over. I don't believe the wave is done. I think there's more coming to the downside. Now, when and how, we're going to do some micro analysis after we get the macro ideas out of the way. We'll do some micro analysis on where I think the market's going in the small time frame this week. So we'll look at that momentarily. I already told you that I think there's some potential downside coming. I gave that to you on the front end. That way you didn't have to wait for that, because there's a trade entry potentially happening like right now. There's an entry with low risk with a nice stop that's close, per my strategy, at least, to the downside. There's a short that can be maybe taken. It may get stopped out. I'm not here to give you financial or trade setups. I'm not giving you calls. I'm just saying I've got a strategy that says, hey, there's a potential entry to the downside, like right now, or in this immediate area. Okay, so that's the micro. We'll look at that in a little bit, and I'll tell you why, and we'll look at that. However, that said, let's see here. Let me move that. How's that? Is that a better view? All right. That said, oh, my back. Whew. Anyway, so there's a count for you. Okay. So this is a corrective wave. That's on the table. Now, there's another count on the table that says, hey, this is a wave 5, and it doesn't have to come down deep. Okay, it can just come down shallow and still go up, and that's probably a wave 3. We get a wave 4, and then a wave 5, something like that. Rather than getting a deep correction like this and then another hit to the high, we get a shallow correction more like this one right here. Okay, right there. Okay, this one. And then we get an upward move, and we're just going to go straight up once this little shallow correction is done. Again, we'll talk about targets. But again, same scenario. That just says that this is a corrective wave. This is a correction that we're going to see more highs. Now, whether this comes down deep or shallow, I can't tell you. Whether it's simple like now or it gets complex, I can't tell you. Okay, but that's at least on the table as a potential scenario that this is this could be a short. Excuse me, a corrective wave that we're going to see higher highs. Again, we'll talk about the options momentarily. So we got several ways that this can go up, but both of those counts say, hey, this is a wave 5 of some kind. Okay? All right. So what else could be happening? What else could there be happening? Another count that you may not like, and it may be a little bit more difficult to swallow, but how about this? What if you say, hey, this is 1, 2, that's wave 3, 4, and this is wave 5. And there you go. That is a completed impulse wave. And now this is the A wave, and this is the B wave of an expanded flat, which will be followed by a C wave, which means it should come down with some intensity. Once it begins coming down on the third wave, it should come down with some intensity, and it should come down with 5 waves fairly quickly with the way markets come down. I don't mean in like a week or a day. I don't mean straight down in one, at one time. I'm not talking about a sell-off like that. But I am talking about a systematic sell-off over the next year or so, okay? Sorry, this is my coffee tonight. But yeah, it should come down fairly quickly. This is a 3-wave move there. This is 3 waves. That's about finished. And this is the beginning of a move to the downside that's coming down. Something like that over the next year to 2 years. It should take us about a year to 2 years to sell off. Probably more like a year and a half or something like that. And then we're going to take out this area, and then that's when we begin another accumulation phase where we begin going up in 5 waves, coming down, and over the next 3 years following that correction, you can expect to see accumulation happening of Bitcoin, where price just remains in this zone right here, okay, in this area, and you see accumulation over the next 3 to 5 years, okay, and you get a 1-2, a 1-2 working, and then all of a sudden Bitcoin is going to start taking off, and this is when it goes to the moon, okay? That's when it goes, that's when we go to the moon. That's when moon, okay? So everybody that's looking for 100K now, you're going to get it. It's just going to come in a way you don't expect it per this count. Now, I'm not saying that this count is a definite count. None of these counts are definite. I'm simply saying this is wave structure that you can expect based on Elliott wave theory, counting 5s and 3s, and the way price often moves. Okay. So anyway, this is a plausible and possible wave structure over the next 10 years or so, where we end up towards the end of the decade going to the moon. Okay, we do, but it's not before we have a massive crash of all the markets. And right now, you already see the S&P and the Nasdaq taking a pretty steep dive. It's begun, I believe. We'll see if it continues, or if it's a pullback for another hit to the high. We'll see. But it's kind of coming down fairly quickly. So I'm interested to see how those markets move this week, if they continue down or if we get any kind of a pullback. Gold and silver have begun to pop to the upside, okay, showing that buyers have come in to... so we have markets going down while gold and silver are popping, which... that's usually what I would expect to see when people are moving from risk-on assets to risk-off assets. Usually the dollar is a risk-off asset, the dollar, the U.S. dollar. But we're living in a time now in which the dollar is losing its credibility worldwide. And now we have BRICS and Saudi Arabia joining BRICS, and the threat of OPEC nations now no longer supporting the dollar by selling oil in U.S. dollars, but rather they're going to start using other currencies as potential currency. So that's a direct threat to the existence of and the stamina of the U.S. dollar as a viable currency. We're on the precipice of historical and global collapse of the financial system as we know it, and we're only one black swan event away from all of the markets tanking as you know it. And where's the safe haven, guys? Where is the place that people are going to feel safe in this kind of environment putting their money? Is crypto, is Bitcoin the place where people are going to run to? I mean, maybe. But those of you that are betting on crypto to be that safe haven, you don't have any historical evidence that Bitcoin is that safe haven. Up to this point, it's been a speculative currency, and it's still speculative. We're speculating that we're going to a digital economy because we haven't moved to a digital economy yet. And you're also speculating that Bitcoin as you know it and the cryptocurrencies as you know them now are going to be the ones and the form in which that digital currency is going to take place. You're speculating by buying and holding Bitcoin and current current versions of crypto that are out there. You know that there's going to be versions of crypto that are coming out that are going to be more sustainable and more built to future crypto markets. So this is just the infantile stage of digital assets, okay? So in my opinion, I don't see personally crypto as the as the safe haven. I see it just as much as a threat, as far as not a safety zone. I see it just as much as a risk-on asset as any other risk-on asset out there. So for me, what is time-tested? What's the time-tested place to put your money where it's going to be safe and preserved with a historical certainty that no other thing can provide, a historical likelihood, a historical track record that no other asset provides? And that's real money. Gold and silver has historically for thousands of years been real money. It's only been in the last 100 and so years that we have had this paper fiat currency that is not backed by gold. It's only been a small time in history that we've had this paper that isn't backed by gold. It's not backed by anything tangible except the U.S. military might and OPEC nations' willingness to submit to the U.S. Globalization of our military, saying, hey, we're going to protect OPEC nations as long as you sell your oil in U.S. currencies. Now, I think Saudi Arabia is poising to say, hey, U.S., it's been a nice ride. We've had a good time while it's lasted. Now I'm going to pursue other avenues as the tide is shifting financially and globally in this world empire. So anyway, I say all this to say, don't think that this kind of a chart that takes crypto down again is not on the table. I don't want you guys to think that can't happen. I mean, what you're seeing on the chart, that's impossible to happen. That can't happen. Of course it can. Now, is it going to happen? I'm not a fortune teller, guys. I'm just saying, I'm just looking at historical, the way money moves, okay, the way money works, the global economic, status that we're in. We're in the death of a currency. We're as Lynette Zhang talks about, the U.S. dollar died in 2008. It died. But now we're in the, we're kind of like a guy on TV that dies and then all of a sudden he takes another breath and he comes to life again and then he dies again. We're kind of in those death throes where we're all but dead, and so the currency system as you know it is being killed. Now, how long is it going to take to kill it off? I don't know. We just know, I mean, and every financial guy that I listen to and that I know is calling for major global calamity. Okay, so when we look at markets, we have to take these factors into play and say, hey, listen, these things can really happen. So I know everybody's looking at the crypto market and saying that can only go up. This is only going up. It's going up. It's never going to stop. This is a bull run, Jim. It's different this time because now we got ETFs and blah, blah, blah. It's different this time. And guys, I'm just here to tell you, there's nothing new under the sun. I'm not saying it's definitely going down. I'm just saying that it's a likelihood and it's a possibility that you need to be ready for. It's an eventuality that you need to be ready for if it happens. What is your plan if it happens? So I've got two bullish counts, okay? I've got two bullish counts. One that says, hey, this is a corrective wave. It's going to be kind of a deep one, and then expect another hit to the high, and that's going to give us 5 waves, okay? That's one bullish count. Another bullish count says, hey, we're still in wave 3. We're still in wave 3 of this sucker. This is going to be a shallow wave. I'm looking for this to maybe hit the low one more time, barely break the low, and let's go. Let's go up for a nice big move just like that. Let's get up to 90, 100K, 120 even, and then let's flag out for a wave 4, get a wave 5, and then we'll be finished. Okay, that's probably too big. I drew that too large. Something more like this, and then wave 5, and then comes the larger correction. Back down from the all-time lows to the we come back 60%, then we come back to 40K, something like that later, right? Later, that crash you're talking about, Jim, it's coming later. So those are the counts. Now I don't know what's going to happen. Again, I'm not a fortune teller. I can see in this chart, I could totally see it going up, and I could totally see it going down. And you guys have to be able to see both sides as well, so you can stay as neutral as possible, stay as rational as possible. So you're not moon boy, you're not bear boy, but you're ready for any eventuality, and you have objective data, objective wave structure to tell you when this thing is over, so you can be in cash or sell out and make sure you're in a stable coin or something that isn't going to crash with the markets. Now, for me, it'll be important to be in, some kind of real stable coin like gold or silver. That's where I want my assets to be. Okay, with that said, I have talked a long time, and let me hear what you guys are saying here. So let's see what you guys. I've not been listening at all. Whoa, all kinds of talking in the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. What's up, dude, Maine? Good to see you. Glad you came over from Camel's channel. That's great. Kemosabe's got a great head on his shoulder, and I guess Kemo, I haven't been able to watch it. I guess did you mention me on that? I appreciate that if you did. Thanks for doing that. What's the lowest price miners still survive? Good question. I don't have that answer. That's not the way I think or look, but that's a good. See, my eyes are so bad I can't read, and my glasses are not here. I'm doing my best. Camel teabag, I think you got it. You nailed it, buddy. I'm not a full-blown bear, and I'm not a full-blown bull. I'm just kind of a prepper, and that's exactly. That's exactly. Hey, by the way, have we had the halving yet? Well, thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man. Have we had Did the halving happen? I know it was scheduled for like yesterday or today. Did that happen yet? No, I'm not trying to scare anybody, S. Joe Coco. You know me, man. You know me. I'm just saying these are possible scenarios that you need to pay attention to, right? It's on the table as a possibility. Okay, all right. It already happened yesterday. Perfect. I'm assuming the halving has happened. All right. Thank you. I know it was scheduled, so I know everything was projected last time I checked for the 20th. I just wanted to see if it happened. I forgot to look and to see if it went through. Partha, I hear you, what you just said. As far as studying Bitcoin more, my technical thesis would improve. Maybe so. I'm just a technical analysis looking at wave structure tonight. That's just one piece of the puzzle, okay? And so what I want you to understand is that while I do believe we are going to a digital economy, you have to understand that. And I mean, you have to understand that where we are in our current crypto state, there's going to be an evolution that happens. Okay, there's going to be an evolution. All right, and if you're betting on the current state of affairs as a long-term hold in which that's where you want to store your money for wealth building. It's speculation. That is my thesis. Okay, that you're speculating, and it's not historically, in my personal opinion. It's just an opinion. I respect all your opinions out there, but I'm explaining mine. That it's not a safe place to hold your wealth, especially in times like right now, in which we're about to undergo a global currency crisis. We're going to have banking crisis. Okay, the markets are on the precipice of a major collapse. Okay, so if you're going to say, hey, the crypto market is going to be outside of that collapse and it's going to be protected and insulated from all of the global economic calamity that is coming. Okay. Great question, Parth. Let me get to that in just a minute. Let me finish this sentence. Are you betting that the crypto market is going to be insulated from the global economic calamity that is coming? Okay. It is 100% coming, and it's coming soon to a market near you. Okay. So with that as the backdrop, we as traders have to understand that Bitcoin is not insulated from calamity. How is a market collapse of the S&P and the NASDAQ and how is that going to affect? How is a currency crisis going to affect? How's that going to affect every market? No, absolutely, Alpha Farmer. It is not insulated for sure. So for me, so Parth asked the question, well, when does it not become speculation? That's a great question. Number one, it's not speculation anymore when our global economic system has shifted to globally now has shifted to cryptocurrency. Okay. When the global system has actually said, hey, we are going to this, and we have moved to that, and secondly, the cryptos that you have invested in have proven to withstand, there's going to be a culling of the crypto market. It's coming. There's going to be a crypto winter. Chemo, I probably disagree with you a little bit on your gold statement. Depending on what you mean by insulated, because again, the gold market, as you see it on a chart, is not, it's not that old. It's that gold chart that you see is a product of 150 years of, or however long it is, of fiat, a fiat system. The fact of the matter is, gold is real money. Silver is real money. Okay. And everybody knows it. The fact of the matter is that governments have been stacking gold themselves for quite a while now. Good night. And good night, honey. And their how do I say it? Their intensity of purchasing gold and silver and other precious metals have increased since 2017. So there's evidence demonstrated by people I respect that say, hey, the time is coming. I mean, it's they've been saying it for a while, but it's getting more and more intense. The warning bells are getting more intense. So how long is that going to take? I don't know. Is that going to happen this year? Is it going to happen 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? I don't know. But the warning bells are getting more intense. And so, what I don't know here, guys, and this is what I don't know. I know there's a calamity coming. I know there's death to the dollar and this fiat system. It's going away, guys. It is going away. And the gold market that you know and the silver market that you know, as you've been watching, exactly, Seth. I agree with that. I mean, I could totally say that for sure. I agree with you on that. But the market says, you see them on the chart, have been manipulated and suppressed for many years. Okay, so I mean, long time. So once whatever happens, and the S hits the fan, guys. Gold and silver are gonna they're gonna shoot the moon. They will moon. Okay. And it will be crazy because there'll be a run on it. Now I don't accumulate gold or silver for as an investment. It's more of a preservation of wealth. Okay, it's preservation of what I have. I know that the banks are failing. The banks have failed and are going to fail when this fiat system fails. Okay, that's coming. All that's coming. I know that it's coming. How is that going to play out historically? I don't know. How that's going to, what shape that's going to take and all. I can't predict those things. We can only look at past indicators and say this is how it's happened in the past. Maybe it's going to happen something like that in the future. Now I don't know. But that said, I think gold and silver are at least time-tested assets that are historically real money. Okay, they're just historically assets that hold their relative value. That's the key. It's the relative value of gold and silver. And so, there is a hyperinflation event coming, absolutely, as Seth and just Chemo was talking about. That I agree with that. Now, again, this is just Jim Jim of all trades, limited understanding of what's going on. But I just know that we live in unprecedented times historically. This is it's scary to me. What could happen, but it's also we don't have to be afraid, I suppose. But scary meaning there's a lot of unknown, right? All right. So anyway, with that said, I have offered you on the macro chart a very bullish look at Bitcoin that says, hey, we just need to kind of come take the low and then rise. Let's go. Let's go now. Okay. So I can see that on the chart. I can say, hey, that wave structure is supported by previous price action. That can totally happen. Well, guys, you got to understand that the gold and silver market, as you know it, is completely and absolutely manipulated and suppressed. Okay. Now, depending on the end game of the big boys and how long they need to accumulate and what they're doing, they can suppress the market and fake it out. And can they take it down? Sure, they can take it down, right? But they can only manipulate and move so far. Once calamity begins, the markets will rip and roar more than you think. Okay, so gold and silver. When we talk about metals, we're talking about relative value. Okay, and the relative value to wealth it maintains a fair. It's a stable coin for all intents and purposes. Yeah, I just don't think that's, brother. I love you, I do, but I don't think so. It might be a possibility. I just don't think so. I think there's some variables that you might not be considering, and that is the manipulated aspect of what's been happening, and the fact that the gold chart is based on paper contracts more than physical. And those paper contracts are not going to be when people want them fulfilled, they're not going to be fulfilled. And so supply, the real supply will be, and the limited aspect of that supply will come to fruition when there becomes a run on that market. So, yeah. So anyway, that's. I think it's much more likely that gold and silver. Yeah. Anyway, when you're only comparing data that you have for the last 150 years, you're basing it on a faulty fiat system. So, all right. Anyway, that said, yeah. I see Bitcoin going up or it's going down. So if it's going down, here's the count for it going down. I already talked about it. Hope you guys enjoyed that conversation. Let's get back to the data here, or the wave structure. Something like that. And that basically is a 1 and a 2. Okay? And then we go on. So all right, what did you say? So gold and silver moving down would be forced sellers in need of liquidity due to other holdings that have moved down so much. I'm not. You'll have to restate that. I'm not sure I'm following you there. Sellers in need of liquidity. So you think sellers of gold and silver needing liquidity? Oh yeah, I miss. I don't, listen, guys. I'm just showing Parth. I'm just showing shape here. Shape of the wave. Let's to be a little bit more precise here. This could turn into, and I wouldn't say no way it's going down to 1K. It totally could, No, my targets are somewhere between 4,000 at the worst up to about 12,000 is my window. If this wave happens, about 4 to 12. So that's the bearish look. All right, so let's. There's the macro view, guys. We got a couple of ideas on the table. I don't know which one. Let's zoom in just a little bit now, and let's just look at this wave and say, okay, what's going on in this current wave right here? What is happening there? What's it pointing to in the immediate future? And what are the likely counts that are going to happen in the next week or so? So let's look at that. And I don't know where Andy Schechtman is from. I don't know. Parth, I don't trade like that. I'm in and out of the market very, very quickly. In other words, I personally am a scalper type trader. I just use the overall analysis or overall ideas to get a sense for where the market's going, and I try to trade with the overall move. And when I'm trading against the overall move, what I think it is happening. But you got to understand, I personally trade on the 1 minute chart. Okay, so you got to understand that. For swing trades, I would probably swing, and I would sell and hold. That'd be in cash, depending. But I have a strategy. Okay, I have a trade strategy and a setup that I look for. Okay, I don't just say, oh, I think it's going down, let me short it now. That's not the way I trade. Okay, so I have a defined objective strategy that I use to enter and exit trades. Okay, so anyway, the analysis of where I think it's going doesn't matter. If it goes up, it doesn't matter to me. If it goes down, it doesn't matter to me because I'm in and out of the market. I don't hold crypto. Because I don't believe that it's a safe asset to put my money in, but I do trade it. So yeah, there you go. But what you're going to get is an unbiased opinion as to where I think the market is going, and that's the benefit here. I don't have any horses in this race. Okay, so I don't have a reason to say, oh, I wanted to go long or I wanted to go short. Yeah, I understand during the COVID drop. I mean, but again, when what is coming isn't going to be a corrective move in the market, a preparation, a shakeout before the big bull run. No, the next crash is going to be something more substantial. No, I have a long-term conviction of crypto, but just I believe there's going to be another. I think there's another variation of crypto that's going to win the day, and it's probably not it's probably not crypto as we know it. I think Bitcoin will be around, but I believe that it's going to revisit the teens in price. So I think the next time Bitcoin goes down to, if it gets down to my target of 4 to 12,000, I'll probably invest some. I'd love to, Kimo. I'd love to have a conversation about it for sure. But I think what's coming is unprecedented. And to look at previous corrections on the market, what gold did correlated with other markets, I think it's missing the big picture of what's happening in the global economic scale of things. That's my point. That would be my argument, that what's going to happen is unprecedented, and we especially in modern charts. Okay. And what I know historically is that gold and silver are money, and I can't think what's going to happen to me. What I think is, where's that's the big question. Where is the safe haven this time? When whatever's going to happen happens, where's the safe place to move your money? And this is the question. It may not be gold and silver. That may be a wrong idea, but that's what I know right now. Historically, is a safe bet. That historically, gold and silver have been real money, and it's a place to put your money. It's a safe haven. Okay, so that's what I believe. I do not believe that crypto is a safe place to put your money, so that, to protect yourself from some economic crisis that might be coming. I don't think the banks are a good place to have your money in some economic crisis, because I think banks are going to fail. I don't think cash is a good place to be with what I think is coming. I think there's death to the dollar, death to the global financial system coming. So if it's not cash, and if it's not the bank, okay, is it in bonds? Is it 10-year, 2-year bonds? Do you put it there? I mean, historically, that's been a place to put it. But, if the dollar's going away, are bonds really where you want to be? So for me, you got to answer that question. Where in the world do you take your wealth, and where do you put it so that it's preserved? And I don't know the answer to that, other than what has been historical. That I have this historical data that says this, for all of recorded history, gold and silver has been real money. And you can't argue that. You can look at the market of gold and silver that's been manipulated in this fiat system for the last 100 years or however long it's been, and you can say, well, you can make assumptions if you're looking with these blinders only at that system, but you've got to look at the rise and the fall of a currency system. And we're in the death of a currency right now. So where do you put your money, guys? To me, you put it in tangible things that have value and hold their value. Maybe commodities, maybe real things like property. Even though property values might go down, in general, property is a good thing to own. Gold and silver is a good thing to own. So I think, and when I look around at these property grabs that have been going on these low interest rates and whatnot, it's just all been a manipulated thing. So anyway, to me, you put your money where the historical data points, and to me, that's gold and silver for now, until I have somewhere else to put the money. Yeah, Sean, I agree with that statement. They're putting their money in set it and forget it retirement funds, and they don't worry about how overvalued things get anymore. It's like donation to the corporate presidents and higher ups. Yeah, agreed. And he says as soon as the population of retirees tips the scales on the new money coming from younger generations, the stack of cards will quickly collapse. I agree with that sentiment for sure. Parth, no. I see that. No, it's like picking a horse. No, no, because I don't mind if Bitcoin wants to go to $100,000. It can go to $100,000. Not going to hurt my feelings one bit. I'd be glad for you, and I'd be glad for anybody. So yeah, that's a wrong statement. That wouldn't be fair. A fair representation of what I actually believe. To say that, you know. So yeah, so I would say yes. While I personally I don't know where to put my money other than gold and silver, and precious metals. You know, that said, I mean that's an underlying presupposition that I have when I'm thinking. When I'm thinking of a wealth preservation, I personally am not. I personally don't like speculating on crypto right yet. I think on the next trip to single digits of crypto, of Bitcoin, I think there's going to be a death of a bunch of cryptos. I think there needs to be a culling of all these crap coins. Okay, I think Dogecoin and I think all these crap coins need to go away, right? They need to go away. They need to be called out, because it's just a casino, right? And so they need to die off, and there needs to be rise a body of utility tokens that actually do something, that actually have real value in a market, right? So. Yeah, but gold isn't an investment. See, Parth, that's the problem in your mindset. Gold isn't about investing and making money. It's about preserving wealth in the face of calamity. It's about preserving what you have. Let's just say over the next week or two, Bitcoin starts crashing. At what point are you going to get rid of your Bitcoin? Are you going to hold it all the way down to $4,000? If it goes down there, are you going to hold it all the way down with the mindset, oh, it's just a pullback, it's just a pullback, and then before you know it, it's down to $12,000? I mean, that's my point. It's not, gold isn't about gold isn't about making money. It's about preserving money, and that's what we're on the precipice of some kind of collapse. And where do you put? If you can't put your money in the bank and to save it, to protect it, and you can't have it in cash, okay? Where do you have it? Am I anti-crypto now? No. We're going to a digital economy. There's going to be crypto. What form it takes, what form the new world order takes, you know, and what currency, I think CBDCs are going to win. Yeah, purchasing power of the dollar. No. The purchasing power of the dollar goes down, but as the dollar dies, you know, gold's purchasing power relative to the dollar is going to skyrocket. In other words, as the dollar's purchasing power goes down, gold's relative power is going to increase exponentially until the new system is created. I thought this was all basic, guys. I really thought this was just basic history and basic economics. I thought the things that I'm saying are pretty rational and historically. Okay. All right, let me shut up and I'll do some technical analysis here, guys. Yeah. All right, what's going on? What's going on this wave, this small time frame? Sorry about that, guys. Enough of a debate here. I've shared my thoughts. Take them or leave them, right? Everybody's got their opinions. Enjoy. I'm all right with you guys disagreeing with me. It's totally okay. As long as you got some rationale and as long as you stay open-minded to other people's opinions. But that's what I'm thinking, guys, right there. Thinking this is probably going to roll over and come on down. I think there's a good chance of that at least. I think we have some kind of a little flat right in here for a wave 4. And this little hit to the high is kind of an ending diag. Small time frame, basically. Here's the way I would count this particular wave. We got 3, we got 5 right there. This was, you got a 1, 2 here, 3, 4, ending diag 5. And now we got a 1, 2. Now we're working on a downward move. More than likely going down. So where are the targets? Let's identify some targets here for Bitcoin to give you guys some quick analysis here. Where is the support and resistance? Well, the first support zone, let's carry it all the way across. Boom. Right there, baby. Right, the tops of these waves right there. Boom, bottom of that wave. So, you're looking at, 58 to 62K in that range is, the first area of support. We've already hit that and bounced, okay? So if we come back, chances are we're going to break that. And the next area of support is quite a ways down, guys. The next area of support is right here. Okay, this is very small support, but it's a little order block zone right there. Tops of these waves right there. Boom, looking at 52K range, 50 to 52K range. Okay, so that's the next area if price wants to go down. That's the next area of support we're looking for. Okay, let's draw a trend line on here, guys. Let's see. Let's draw this trend line right there. I like it. All right, so if we get kind of a deep wave here where you got this come on. A, B, and C right there, okay? Yeah, this area of 50K, I like it. It's not 48 to 50K. It's not bad zone to come down to, and let's get a V shape out of here. Okay, and let's go up to 100K. There's your bullish look at it, but this wave seems to be pointing down. Now, whether it's going to hit this area, I can't say. We could just come down, take out this low wick, and then V shape from there. Okay, so that's a possibility as well. Best I can tell, though, looks like at the current state of the chart, looks like this wave wants to come down and make that final fifth wave move. Okay, now it doesn't have to do that. It doesn't have to, but the way I'm looking at this particular wave, it looks like it needs one more hit to the low before it comes down. And then we got a nice kind of we'll have a nice wedge in the RSI, looking to break out of that with some hidden bullish divergence. Boom, boom. And that is a good setup for a bullish move, whether it's here or down here if it wants to wick hard down to this area. Good setup for a bullish long. Even if you get a bounce there, 3-wave pullback, and then a continuation down, that's a nice setup for a long in these ranges here. So watch out for a bounce here and then a rollover to come down and then maybe up. So that's a real setup that could play. I like that as a trade setup on a but right now I'm personally looking short to come down here per the wave structure. Best I can tell for now. Okay? All right, so now, what if it's really bearish? Instead of if it's my bearish setup that I shared and talked about, then we're not looking at this as an ABC anymore and then going up. We're actually looking at this as a 1-2. Okay, so if that's the case, we got a 1, we got a wave 2 right there. There's 1, there's 2. I would look for this to come, maybe take this low out and then reject quickly in 3-wave form, okay, and probably be another 1-2, okay. So we come and take this low out, take some liquidity, All right, and then we come up in 3 waves. Okay, that would take a couple of months, a month or so, to play out. Okay, so it's not going to happen overnight. It's good. So we'll be back next week looking at that and saying, is that what's happening? Okay. So anyway, but that could be a 1-2-1-2. So for the really bearish look that I've been sharing with you, watch out for a move like that where you get a V shape and everybody's looking for it to go long, and what it does, it just goes up in 3, retests this, doesn't take it out, and then just rejects, and this just starts going down. Okay, and that's when we get a big move to the downside. We break this level. We break through that trend line, and that's real bearish. Okay, that's real bearish. And we'd be looking for this thing to come down in 5 waves. Okay, taking this low out eventually. Okay, and that would be part of the big bearish move, A, B, and C. All right, we got time for that. We got time for all of that. So, for now, if you waited this long, sorry about that long tirade of thoughts there. Appreciate it. I don't have to be right. I could be wrong. So if that's the case, I'm wrong. Glad for Bitcoin to go on up. But right now, wave structure kind of looks bearish to me, guys. Let's see. Let's challenge that thought. But yeah, I'm kind of looking at this as a flat here, guys. You see, because this took out that low. We had 3 waves to there, 3 waves to there, and then 5 waves to here, to that point right there. This is kind of ugly right here. That looks like 3 waves. So let's challenge that count here. Say, what else could it be? A lot of times waves will start out looking very... Did that take that high? Did it take the high? Nope, it did not take it. A lot of times waves will start out looking 3 wave-ish. Oh, look at that, guys. Here's a count for you. This is a tricky one here. You got a wave 1 right there. 1. And now you got 3, 3, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ending diag. There's an A, B, C. And now we're going maybe down. So that is an argument for the downside where you got this running flat wave 2. And now this is going to roll over and then give us a 3, 4, 5. Out of it. So anyway, yeah, that would be my first thinking right now. Okay, that'd be my first thought. And you can kind of see the RSI breaking here on the 4-hour. The RSI's rolled over on the 4-hour. It's breaking. Okay, so that's bearish. It's broken. Okay. It kind of formed a little wedge there, you know, so you got kind of a little wedge there that broke. You also had hidden bearish divergence on the RSI, okay, right there, boom. So that's hidden bear. So I think that's a good wave 4. I think it's very plausible, and so I think that's real possible. So I think this is going to come down, pull back tonight, and then start working its way down. Eventually, it's going to build up some. It's going to build up some steam. It's going to take a couple of pullbacks before finally it falls and goes to wherever it's going, okay? And however long it takes to get there, it's going to go there in a choppy fashion. We know it's going to go down and pull back and go down and pull back, right? So anyway, but I think the targets, I think your first target is just a break of the low. I think your first target is just a break of this low right here. A wick through that. Something, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, boom. And then let's bounce. Now, what happens from there, I can't say. Okay. We got an idea where we could get 3, 3, and we could go up. Sorry. And that could be a 1, 2, 1, 2 right there. That's your bearish look. 1, 2. And now you get 1 down to here. And then you get some kind of wave 2. and then we go down. That's the bearish look. The bullish look is, let's see if there's any other count here that I can see. What if, here you go, guys. Here's another count for you. This is trashy. This is real trashy. What if this was 3 waves and now this was a flat that finished right here? And that's an A, and that's B. Okay, and now we're going up. This might still come down, but we're going to go up for a C wave. We're going to go up for 5 waves, and we're going to take this high out. And that whole thing is going to be a flat, which will be followed by another move that comes down and takes that low out. So it's a tricky. It's the Bitcoin's classic move that you get A, B, and C. You get a fake out, 3 waves, takes the high, and then we come down, take the low. And then it could reverse and go up after that, or it could continue going like the last all-time high. So that's another possibility there. So there's another. It's an outlier count. It's speculating on what the small time frame waves might do, guys. I can't. I'm doing my best here to speculate on small time frame waves. My best guess is that we need to come down for a 5th wave. I kind of feel like this needs to come down. That's my best guess. But I guess a secondary guess is, well, maybe we just get a small move down here. Maybe not. Maybe we don't get that move, but maybe we do. And this is some kind of a 3-wave move that we then go up and we take the high out. We kind of go up fast and furious, take that high, maybe even that high out, and then we crash down again and take this low out for liquidity. And that's a big liquidity grab, and that's kind of a standard Bitcoin move that happens over and over and over on the chart. We've seen that time and time again. Here's an example of it if you want to see the last time it happened. Okay, where we had the big liquidity grab. You had an initial wave, then you had this big. See this thing right there, that flat in the middle? That's 3. That's 3. There's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 3, 3, 5 move right there, followed by an impulse wave, and that's a big A. And there's your B wave that kind of took forever, took the high out, and then took the low out. Boom, and then she went. Okay, that's a classic Bitcoin move. Could we get another one of those? Yeah, we could. Is that likely? No, you generally don't get those kinds of moves back to back. You generally don't get those back to back. I think it's more likely that we get a simple move to the downside. Simple, that this is A, this is B, and we need to finish C. And it's going to look much more simple on the higher time frames. It's going to be more just a simple pattern that gets a V-shaped recovery to the upside. That's your bullish look. Okay. So if we get a V-shape that comes and takes that high, I'd be looking for 100K, 90K to 100K next up. Okay, and that wave would be along the lines of excuse me. That kind of wave would be along the lines of a wave like this right here. Okay. Where, shoot, we might already be done. And we might just need to come down for 3 waves and then work our way up. Is that 3-wave finished? It could be done. I don't think so. It just didn't have the right shape to me. It doesn't have the right look to me. I feel like it needs to come down one more time, just one more hit. But that's the infamous one more hit that we never get, which we always talk about that in our Discord, right? It's just the one more hit to the low. It may not happen. It may not happen. Best I can tell, it kind of looks like it needs it. RSI looks like it needs it. I guess it doesn't have to, though. I'll tell you what, this one didn't come down. So anyway, there it is, guys. There it is. That's my best idea. I would draw this line on your RSI here. Draw this line right there on your RSI. If that break, that's the daily chart. If that breaks to the upside, on the RSI, that's letting you know there's a momentum shift happening. There's a shift in momentum going on in the chart, okay, and it kind of lets you know when things are finished. Right now, we haven't had a shift in momentum, okay. We have a continued downtrend, but there's a lot of hidden bullish divergence on the daily chart. If you look on this daily chart, guys, that's hidden bull. That's hidden bull divergence, okay. So that means there's a bullish move coming on the daily. Does that mean it can't hit the low first? No, it can totally hit the low first, okay. So I would definitely draw this trend line on your chart right there. That's going to be some trend line support, which kind of coincides potentially with the top of this wave and the bottom of this wave. So I think 48 to 52K is a nice area to really think about as a potential, area to watch, and that would be a nice 1, 2, 3, 4. And an extended fifth wave, and you get an ABC, pull back to the trend line, and then let's go. Let's take it long and hold it to 100K and make some money, okay? You double your money, okay? Goes down to 50. That'd be a great trade setup. That's a fantastic trade setup. I like it, okay? So again, speculating on the waves, best I can tell, I'm giving you some ideas, but I don't know what's going to play. I don't know how it's going to play, but those are some ideas to be looking for trades this week. Okay. All right, guys, there it is. Let's take a peek at the chart Chemo shared that I should. Sean Stedman, I'm not sure which count you like. Hey, appreciate that, Seth. Thank you. All right, gold M2SL. Let's see what that's doing, guys. And then we'll take a peek at a couple other crypto charts, and then we'll finish up the night. We'll look at S&P. S&P is dumping, guys. I mean, now we'll see. We'll see if we get a bounce here in the S&P. The S&P looks like it. I mean, if you kind of look at that wave right there, we're getting a similar wave. Is this going to bounce here and go down, or is this going to keep coming down? If it keeps coming down, that's going to be a bear signal for sure. Oh, you like the 1-2-1-2 to the downside. I got you. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice count. I like that count. All right. Chemo could absolutely do a nice channel. Just nobody wants a headache of being a YouTuber. Gold. MS. M. M2SL. So I need to say gold divided M2SL. Is that right, Chemo? Or should I just do that and call it good? Is that it? Is that all I need? There you go. Ooh. All right, Chemo, you got to tell me what I'm looking at. What is M2SL? What is that? M2. What is M2SL? Okay, I did it. Oh, money supply. Okay, thank you. All right, small time frame. Oh, you want the weekly. Okay. Well, small time frame looks like we're getting ready to get a dip. Looks like this chart's about to dip a little bit. On the weekly. Oh, Nelly. Oh, Nelly. That's a breakout, brother. Yeah, that looks really, really good. So it looks like we're set for a bit of a dip right now. Now, how long is that dip going to last? Let's see. Let's draw it. It may last the next couple of months. So the next couple of months looks like we're going to get a dip on that chart. But it's still going up. That looks good, brother. That looks really good. Draw the box. Okay. Yeah. Well, this local box is here. Let's. The local box, we got to stop onto the low, and then we got to pop up out of it. Beautiful. Yeah, it looks great. If I alter the box just a little bit. A fake breakout. Boom. Well, thank you for that super chat. Appreciate it. And yes, I will check that chart for you. No problem. Well, as you know, I am a bull boy on gold. I don't get bullish easily, guys. I don't. I learned to trade in a bear market, so I tend to be kind of bearish. All right, thanks for the super chat. Let's appreciate that, brother. Let me look at Caspa for you. I'll stop everything right now and take a peek. Caspa. What chart you want? What exchange you want? Binance? Did you spell it right? Because I'm not seeing it. Is it C? Is it with a C? I'm not seeing. Maybe. All right, there it is. Okay, let's do that. Thank you. All right. I mean, I look at that and I say that looks bearish to me. Now, let's see if that trend line holds. Overall, I see 5 waves. I got 1, 2, I got 3, 4, and 5. That looks about finished. So, you know, that gives a finished look. So this looks like a first wave to the downside. So, looking at that wave, you're like, you know, how do you count that? You know, like on the daily, we're 1, 2. Is this 3 right here? Is that a triangle? There's. Oh, sorry. Could that be a triangle right there? Smaller time frame. A, B, C, D, E. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't think that's a triangle. How do I read that? See, I don't like this as like a 5th wave. It doesn't look right. Something's wrong. Something is wrong with that. I guess that could be it. I'm having a hard time understanding this wave structure, to be honest with you. It just something doesn't look right. I don't know how to count it. Looking at previous fractals, I mean, I think eventually this is going to break to the upside here before it finishes down. I don't think it's just going to go straight down. Could it? I mean, imagine it could. Man, I'm having a hard time with this wave structure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sorry. What is that? Dang. It's not a flat. It's not a flat. See, I'm looking at this thinking, okay, could this be a flat of some kind? But I don't have 3 here, but let's just pretend it's 3. And then I got 3 down. I mean, looking for 5, but we didn't get 5. So, you know. This is trashy. I'm not sure. I'd say on the hourly chart, draw that trend line that I just drew. A break of that to the downside is going to be, it's going to kind of be a bearish indicator that, you know, this is going to come down for another wave. Maybe. Now that said, I mean, you could argue that you have a break to the upside right here. So, you know, this could be bullish right now. For a wave, this might be ready to go on up for another wave. So draw those trend lines on your chart and see if you get a break of this to the downside. That's going to be at least potential. But I don't know how to trade that, to be honest with you. I really don't. That's in no man's land for me, but it looks bearish. It looks bearish for now. I mean, you got this trend line right here. And you see we bounced, and then broke it. So I can also see the potential for a retest of that before it goes down. So that might be coming. A little move to the upside on the 6-hour chart before another move down. Maybe. $15-minute time frame. That's completely in no man's land, man. The wave structure is in no man's land. There's nothing to trade here. What time frame do you need? Do you need analysis on there, brother? Yeah, that's definitely not a clean triangle to me. 21, 212 Moe. It's not a clean triangle at all. Unless you're talking about this one right here. But the problem is the problem with the triangle is that the E wave overtook. So if that's A, B, C, D, and E, E overtook D, and I don't think that's valid. And this isn't a triangle for sure, so. LYB777. What time frame did you need analysis on, man? waiting to hear from you. Okay, yeah, I think there's another. I think there's. Oh, okay. I couldn't read it. I thought. I thought that said WTF. Sorry, my eyes are so bad right now. Yeah. Oh, WIF. Oh, okay. Clean triangle. Let's look at Ethereum for a minute, guys. Let's look at Ethereum. What is going on with Ethereum? How do you read that? On the 1 hour chart, it broke this little trend right here. It's breaking it. But the last hour, still closed underneath the trend line. But now she's pumping a little bit again, so not sure what's going on. I don't like this wave structure. Now, just looking at Ethereum, it looks like it needs to go up. So here's a contrary view, and that's why I look at other charts, guys. You know, just looking at Ethereum, it's just it gives the I'm going up look. You got this move here. Boom. You got this three-wave move there. Boom. And now, boom. I was looking for one more hit to the low. We just have lost that look. I've lost. It's just kind of lost that love and feeling for that move. So I'm wondering if this is going up here, and this becomes a big 1-2, and then another 1, and then another 2, and then we're going down. On the 4 hour, it's not broken like Bitcoin has broken. On the 4 hour, I think Bitcoin was broken, right? But this is holding strong. Let's see. Let's check Bitcoin again. On the 4 hour. Yeah. Look at that. This green candle is changing things a little bit. They're not making it easy for sure, but that was a break. But if that makes a higher high in the RSI, we're gonna have to move this down, and this will go up. We'll move that trend line down, and it'll change things for sure. Let's see what ETH is doing here. Small time frame. That is so trashy. Trash-ola. I got a boom, boom. What is that wave structure? See, I was bullish on Ethereum. When this wave happened, I was bullish. Of course, the price action kind of bothered me a little bit. But you see, there was hidden bull on that wave. Has my account for Bitcoin invalidated? Let's look. Let's look. Small time count. Is it invalidated? Nope. It is not invalid. What is that? 3. Huh. Yeah, I was looking at this like an ending diag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ending diag. Not a major fan of that, but it's not horrible either. I just don't like this as a 1-2 to the downside. It doesn't look like a 1-2. It could be, but I don't think so. This little stop hunt there, I'm not sure what to do with that. Daggone it. This little wave right now that's happening right now, it's kind of bothering me because I don't like the way it's going up. I don't like the speed at which it's going up. Right now it gives a 3-wave. We got a 3-wave shape here. So, you know, as long as this stays 3 waves, boom, 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 let's go down, okay? But the fact that this is kind of going up kind of quickly, let's see what happens here. But this could be a 1 wave, 2, and then we go down. But here's the alternate view. We could have some kind of 3, and this is actually 3, and now we're looking for some kind of 3 to go take the high. Yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, this looks like a potential 3-wave move right there, which would point to the upside for another wave. Maybe so. 15 minutes. Got a big engulfer. Yeah, I don't like that for the downside. I was looking down, but right now I don't like it. I don't like that at all. At the moment, until something changes. Well, right now it only has 3 waves, but I wonder if that's going to turn into something bigger. But right now we got a 3-wave shape. If we get a red engulfer after that, then great. Then my downward bias from here is still in play. But otherwise, yeah, I'm not sure how to count this crap. But again, my primary look is that this is very hard though. 3, 3, 5. That could be 5, or that could be 5. And see, the way I was looking at this is that this is 3, 3, 5, and then this needs to come down. That's a 1, 2. Down we go. All right, that count gets invalid on the break of this high, guys. I mean, I validate that count on the break of that high. And it's going to be something else. But again, small time frame, guys, small time frame analysis on the wave structure is getting so much more hard than it used to be, especially on Sunday night and Monday, because they'll give you one look with the waves and then they'll do another thing. So can they go up and go up from here? Absolutely they can. I just you just get the sense that this needs to roll over and give us a 5th wave to the downside, but they could totally bring this up from here. All right, guys. I think I am. I'm fairly tired, guys. I'm really. Yeah, let's do XRP and ADA. Then I got to call it a night, guys. Let's look at XRP. Here we go. What chart am I going to get all the XRP data? Dag on it. What's up, Jeremiah? All right. That's not even all the data. Where is the stupid? There we go. There it is. Bitstamp. There it is. So XRP doesn't like to move like other coins do, guys. And you know, you can argue that this is actually very bullish, what's happening right now. The last time we had a pump to the upside, we had a fake break to the downside. Okay, you had this little move right there where it broke and then it just rebounded, pulled back and continued. So, you know, I mean, you can argue here that we've had an upward move, okay? We had kind of a fake break, another move, and then now we got a real break. You know, so is this going to rebound? Is this going to rebound back up into the trend area or not? Is this part of a flat where you got 3 up, 3 down, and now maybe we get 5 up and then we get another hit to the low? So do we get another pump and a dump? Maybe. Or is this going to start going like this wave did? You can definitely argue that this is broken to the upside. And now we just need 3 waves. So maybe this isn't done. Maybe this is boom, boom, and now maybe we're in the process of getting that. Or it comes down right here. Doesn't break the low, and then we go. So there might be a little bit more down, and then we pop. And that might coincide with a Bitcoin dump down to 50K, 48 to 50K, and then a pump. That might coincide with such a move right there. Bitcoin tanks to 50, 48, 50K. Find support of that trend line, and then we go to 100K. And that's when the XRP pumps as well. So, yeah, quite possible. I'd say that ultimately looks bullish. The question is, how is this going to play? I don't know. But I think ultimately this is a buy zone for sure. Well, nothing's for sure, but with good, long term hold, I think it's a good buy zone. See if we get a move up out of here. See if XRP is going to be the CBDC bank of the future, Could XRP go down to 17? I imagine it could. Yeah, why not? All right, guys. I think I'm done. It's been a good night. Enjoyed the conversation. Hope you guys have as well. Stay safe out there. There's some bad stuff on the horizon, guys. I don't know how it's going to play out. Just be ready, spiritually as well as financially, the best you can. Have a plan when the S hits the fan, guys, because it's coming. It's coming. Something's coming. How and when it plays out and the way it plays out, that's hard to know. But something is coming, so prepare yourselves. Don't think crypto has to go straight up. It doesn't have to. There could be kind of a major dump before it may go to 100K, but it may crash before it goes to 100K in a way you don't expect, and then all of a sudden you're like, dang, you get shaken out, or it crashes, and then later on it goes. So. Price often goes where you expect it to go, just not in the way that you expect it. And I think everybody's expecting price just to go straight up. And I just have this feeling, guys, that it ain't going straight up. I think it's gonna. I think there's gonna be a big shakeout. So be careful. All right, guys. Thank you, Chemo. Seth, good to see you, brother. Thanks for your good comments. Appreciate you. You guys have a good night.